Hello, hi everyone. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a great day. I am Coach Kayla, plant-based dietitian, nutrition, and run coach from Plant-Based Performance Nutrition and Run Coaching. And I'm so excited to be here again. Thank you so much for Virtual VegFest allowing me to come in here and do this weekly series with you guys. And thank you as well to Hoda Foods, Virtual Veg Fest sponsor. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to the Virtual Veg Fest page, the YouTube channel as well. They also have monthly contests, so make sure to go to their website, virtualvegfest.com, and check those out as well. Hi, Michelle. And if you are joining me live, let me know you're here. Say hi. I want to know if you're on or not. If you do watch this also on replay, just let us know below. Replay that you watch this video later on. So today I'm going to finish my National Nutrition Month for March series on how to personalize your plate as a plant-based athlete. So if you've followed me through the last couple of lives that I've done here, then you know that we talked about how to personalize your plate as a plant-based athlete. So let me just go over, just summarize. If you missed those videos, you can always go back and watch them. They will also be up on the Virtual VegFest YouTube channel as well. So you can also find the videos there. But let's just summarize what we've already talked about from the last couple weeks, and then we'll get into today's topic. Today's topic is going to be on learning new skills to create tasty meals and how you can also consult a dietitian like myself if you feel that you need more counseling or coaching and more one-on-one, or maybe you're looking for a group program. So I'm going to talk about how you can find a dietitian as well, and then answer any questions that you guys have with the rest of the time that we have here tonight. So let's summarize what we talked about. So we talked about how to personalize your plate as a plant-based athlete. The first video that I did was we talked about eating a variety of plant-based foods. Number 2, we talked about planning our meals. And we talked about how to do that, what that process looks like. And number 3 and 4, which we're going to be talking about today, as I said, is learning new skills to create tasty meals and how you can consult a registered dietitian nutritionist. So learning new skills. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do this, but there's definitely a ton of, really a lot of resources out there. If you follow Virtual VegFest, this is a great resource. I absolutely love VegFest. I actually went to not my first Virtual VegFest as an attendee, but my first it wasn't virtual, my first VegFest as a vendor. And I can tell you it was so much fun, and it's just amazing to meet like-minded people, and also just to see what else is out there and what other resources are out there. What are other things that you may be interested in that you didn't know about that were, vegan or plant-based, that could be really helpful for you and maybe make things a little bit easier. But when it comes to learning new skills, a great way to do that is taking a cooking class. You can do this, there are virtual cooking classes, or, if you do go to VegFest, or, as I said, some maybe virtual, but if there are VegFests going on in your area as well, a great place to learn is to go to a food demo or take a cooking class. Some skills too to want to learn to eat more plant-based is just learning about different cooking techniques, different ways to cook fruits or cook vegetables. I know some people, they're just not used to cooking a lot, and it can take time. But as I said, take a cooking class, check out the resources that are online. There's a ton of free resources as well that you can get. Sometimes too, just having a meal, getting those meals that, already just give you the ingredients, but you have to cook and follow that recipe. Sometimes that is nice if you're learning about different ingredients that you can use to make your food flavorful. But I would say the first thing is learning new cooking techniques, and you can do things different ways. I know a lot of people now are using their air fryer. Somebody actually in my Facebook group just mentioned that they do chickpeas in their air fryer, and I thought, wow, that's a really good idea. I usually bake them, but I love making them crunchy, make some like a snack that you can really just use for anything. But I would say the biggest techniques cooking techniques wise, that I use the most is um, what do I use the most? Roasting. I would say roast. Yeah, I would say roasting my vegetables. That's probably what I do the most. But as I said, a lot of people use the air fryer. Something else that I have found that's more of a cooking tool that has been really helpful, and especially I think being plant-based, is using my pressure cooker. So it's actually Instant Pot. If anyone's ever heard of it, Instant Pot. I think air fryers are more popular now, but the Instant Pot's really nice because I'm able to cook my dried beans in there, and it takes like 20 minutes. So quick, so easy. And then I usually, I'll do like a 2 pound bag of black beans, and then I have that for the whole week. And you can put them in different foods. So maybe I'll use some for making up a batch of black bean burgers, and then the rest of them maybe I'll put aside for maybe we'll do black bean burritos. Put those in for Taco Tuesday, right? Things like that. So it makes it just makes it so much easier, especially when you're cooking with dried beans. And I don't know if you've tried before, but I've with beans, but I used to get canned beans a lot, and maybe this comes up as a question a lot too. Is dried or canned beans better? Well, personally, dried beans I think just taste better. Really, the only the difference is really convenience, right? Because usually you'd have to soak those dried beans overnight. That's something I never did. So when I got an Instant Pot, I was like, oh, I love this, and realized how much I actually liked dried beans and just the flavor and the taste of them compared to those canned beans. The only thing too with canned beans is they do have more of a higher sodium content. I just always recommend for people to just rinse that off, especially if you're somebody that has high blood pressure or worried about your sodium intake. So back to what I was talking about. So just learning new cooking skills. The best way to learn, honestly, as well, is just to get in the kitchen and start experimenting, start trying new things. And then, as I said, to try, get new tools. You may want new kitchen tools that are really helpful. Number one, having an Instant Pot, air fryers are also really popular. Also, blenders. I do a lot with my blender. There's different types of blenders that you can get, but I definitely do use a blender a lot for smoothies, for juices. You can get a juicer that's a little more expensive, but necessarily you don't need it even if you want to start juicing. I actually started juicing myself, and I just use my blender and a cheesecloth, and just a little extra work, but it works. But definitely I would say those would be like the three I would say like go to kitchen tools if you're looking to eat more plant-based and want to cook more, but you're not really sure where to start. I'd say those are probably the three biggest things. Are having an Instant Pot, or at least that have been really helpful for me, is having an Instant Pot, air fryer, which I actually don't have, but I know that's really popular, and as well as a blender. And as I said, taking a cooking class can be really helpful, or purchasing meals that already send you the ingredients. One of them is was that meal service, Purple Carrot. Purple Carrot is all vegan meals. They send you all the ingredients, the recipe, so that can be really fun to try new recipes and already have the ingredients, so you're not searching in the store for them, trying to find these crazy new ingredients that maybe you've never used before. And then, as I said, hi Simon, thanks for joining. And then, as I said as well, consult a registered dietitian nutritionist. So if you're really looking for more help on making sure that you're fueling right, especially as somebody that's an athlete, especially somebody that's plant-based, you really want to make sure that you are doing it correctly, right? So I do encourage you to reach out to a plant-based dietitian, or well, a sports dietitian that specializes in plant-based nutrition, like myself. A good place to go is eatright.org. That is where you'll find a listing of all the registered dietitians. And also, if you don't know, as well, which I should talk about as well, since it is, the last day of National Nutrition Month as well, is it's best to see a registered dietitian if you do have, any underlying chronic disease, anything like that. A dietitian a dietitian actually goes through a lot of schooling. We have, we have to have at least a bachelor's degree, so 4 or 5 years of education, plus supervised practice hours, plus passing a board exam. So we are nationally recognized. Each state has certain license and things, but the most important thing is if you do have a chronic underlying disease, it's always best to go to a dietitian to talk to them if you are wanting to have if you need a specialized diet to a dietitian. And then also as well, right, if you see somebody that's, more of a health coach, if you're just looking for, coaching and just general guidance, that's perfectly fine. I know there's a lot of coaches, online coaches out there, but that's what the differences are really. Health coaches and nutritionists may not necessarily have gone through all of the schooling and education and everything that we've gone through to be able to work with people with chronic or diagnoses and chronic diseases. So that's basically the big differences. But now, which is really cool, is there's a lot more dietitians like myself that are working online. So we are more available. Before we were only available, maybe in a hospital setting or maybe in a private practice clinic, or maybe an outpatient clinic working with a doctor, but we are more available now. We are online. My practice is all 100% virtual, which is so awesome. Really amazing to, I think, be able to have the opportunity in order to do that and just to reach out to more people and also to help more people that may not necessarily be in my area, but need my help. So I think it's really cool that we are also available online. But as I said, a good place to look if you're looking specifically for a registered dietitian would be eatright.org. Also, Google works really well as well. I have my business located on a Google business, so it should pop up if you Google me, or if you Google plant-based sports nutrition, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully it'll pop up. But well, my name, if you do look up my business name, I'm sure that would come up. So my website's actually plantbasedperformancenutrition.com. So probably if you type that into Google, it might show up. But anyway, so that is what I wanted to talk about today. So I'll just summarize all of that. So we talked about through this series through March, we talked about how to personalize your plate as a plant-based athlete. Number 1, eat a variety of plant-based foods. Number 2, plan your meals. Number 3, learn new skills to create tasty meals. Number 4 is to consult a sports dietitian specializing in plant-based nutrition. Now, with that said, does anyone have any questions at all? I have a couple minutes here to answer any questions anybody has. Simon said healthy recipes. I'm not sure if you're looking for any healthy recipes, but I can definitely point you in the right direction. I know Fork Over Knives is a really great one. I do have a couple website or food blogs as well that are vegan. Some of the recipes are also gluten-free that I personally really love, and I give them I recommend them to a lot of my clients. They're just great food blogs. I've used a lot of their recipes and things like that. Oh, thank you, Wendy. I have to show this. Yes, It's great, and I love working with vegans because it's such a passion, and as Wendy said as well, it's hard to find. It is not easy to find somebody that is not only a plant-based dietitian, right? A registered dietitian, but also having that sports background and love to work with athletes, I think is really cool as well. So that's why I'm here. For sure. So yes, if anyone has any questions, don't ever hesitate to reach out to me. I am, pretty available here for if you have any questions at all. So any questions for tonight? No questions. All right. Well, again, thank you, Virtual VegFest, for this series. This was a lot of fun. I will be continuing these on Wednesday. So let me know if you like these lives, if you're enjoying them. Let me know if you do have also any topics or anything that you'd like me to for April to talk about. I could definitely, talk more about it next time as well in April. And also, again, make sure to like Virtual VegFest, as well as subscribe to their YouTube channel and check out those contests that they have as well on virtualvegfest.com. Simon said I use a lot gel packs for my runs now. Yes, it's very common to use gels. I can definitely talk. Actually, that's a really good talk. We could talk more about fueling more using whole food sources. So I do have ideas for you. And Simon also said it's very important to eat healthy. Absolutely. Yes, it definitely makes a difference for our health, to live longer, right? For longevity, to also just have a better quality of life. And then also, for running, it looks like Simon's also a runner. I checked out your picture there. It looks like you're also run. It can also help with your performance, which I'm also very passionate about talking about how plant-based nutrition is really can have an advantage for plant-based athletes if they really want to take their running or their performance to next level. Going plant-based could honestly be the answer. Simon also said breakfast, lunch, and dinner meal ideas. Oh boy, yes, I have lots of ideas I can send you. Gosh, yeah, there's so many things. My favorite breakfast, I'll say right now, is tofu scramble. I do bagels with avocado or Zegal toast with avocado. So toast and avocado is one of my favorites as well. Lunches, I do a lot of Buddha bowls. I call them Coach Kayla's Power Bowls. But basically a Buddha bowl, which has, grains, roasted vegetables, your plant-based protein, tofu, chickpeas or something like that. And dinner, oh my gosh, there's just so many things you could do. Probably some of my favorites are like a Chinese dinner. So we do, what is it called? Seitan. Has anyone had seitan before? So seitan is actually made out of a flour, but it does have protein, a good source of protein. So I've done, I think it's called sticky apricot seitan, and we'll do it with some sticky rice and maybe like green beans or something. That's always really good. And what else here? Someone says it's very important for vegans and vegetarians, people with food allergies. Yeah, sure. Yeah, and definitely, if there's somebody that has some of the common allergies like milk and eggs, you may be vegan by default, right? Because you can't eat those things. Yeah, cool. All right, awesome. Any other questions? All right. Good. Yes, Simon, also reach out to me. I can always send you some more ideas if you want some more breakfast, lunch, and dinner ideas. But thank you. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I hope this was interesting and helpful for many of you. And as I said, if there's any questions or anything I can do for you, please let me know. And we will talk next week. Bye.